Welcome to What's the Score on the Blue Room in association with Fansbet. It's the show where me and Matt take a look ahead at the weekend's game and try and suss out what we think is going to go on, which I think is pretty much impossible this week of all weeks. It's hard enough usually. I think we've got one result right between us.
Yeah.
The whole season.
Yeah, was that Southampton away?
I think so, yeah. I think I said 1-0, you said Tom Davies to score. I think, or something like that.
I think you said 2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I said Tom Davies to score. So together,
you know, it'll do. So after last week's horror show at Anfield, which we're not going to talk about because it's been done to death. If you've not heard any of the Blue Room podcast stuff this week, go and have a listen to it.
You want to wallow in more misery.
I mean, it is a good listen.
There's a lot to listen to,
yeah. It is. Go and listen to the Kickabout yesterday.
Yeah.
Some really good stuff on that as well.
So obviously Paddy did that piece of the Athletic about the dressing room. Fracas, is that the right term to say? No, that suggests there's probably...
Yeah, that suggests there was fists thrown.
Yeah, through spats between, so Paddy goes a bit more on that. And Rob was just his typical self, having a big monologue, so it was great.
Yeah. it was good, yeah. So if you're not subscribed to Patreon, go and do that and subscribe to this channel as well, if you've not done already. So, anyway.
Corners.
Yeah, it's there.
I never actually get which one it is, do you?
No. We'll have to check. It's one of them. Anyway, the Brighton game. So, big decisions for Marco Ancelotti this week.
Marco Ancelotti?
See,
you call him that already?
Things
just stay the same so much. It's just...
This is what they reduced me to, just the husk of a man now. It's like, I can't even think straight. Carlo Ancelotti. Yeah. Big decisions for Carlo Ancelotti.
Marco Fantastico.
Marco
Magnifico.
Go on. That's it, he will now forever be known by me as Marco Ancelotti. Big decisions for him this week, based on the fact that no one performed last week. You could probably pull any of those 11 players out of the team, and I don't think any of them could argue. I mean, Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison looks knackered. He didn't get any service, but all in all, if anyone was dropped, I don't think they could argue.
No, I know what you mean, but I think there's, in the same breath, we haven't really got lads to come in and replace everybody, have we? That's the thing. I mean, I think we all know who the main culprits were on Sunday, albeit they all were, but, you know, it feels like one of them where sometimes you just have a performance that's so bad, regardless of what the manager's trying to do and who he likes his players, you just need to make changes.
Yeah.
Like, if we were in the boozer at 2 o'clock and we saw the 9 of that team were playing again, you'd be thinking, you're going into the ground with a negative mindset straight away. And while that doesn't directly impinge on what happens on the pitch, I think the way Everton win this game and get home in this game is by getting the fans on side early with them. Because if Goodison gets anxious and gets a bit groany, then Brighton are the type of team that will just knock it around, and they become very adept at doing that under Graham Potter, albeit the belows in the league. So there's got to be collateral from what happened at the weekend, and it's got to be collateral, I think, in probably the form of at least 5. Would you say? At least 5 changes.
I think so, yeah.
Or 6, so you can say we changed at least more than half the team, I suppose. But yeah, it's a tough one because we've not got much reserve, but there's got to be repercussions of what happened on Sunday.
Yeah, there's not many options, is there?
No.
I mean, it kicked off at Finch Farm, apparently, with some fans going down there.
Finch Farm 5?
Yeah, Finch Farm 5.
We weren't there, by the way.
No, it wasn't. I actually got asked by 2 separate people, were you one of them? Yeah, 2 people actually messaged me and go, were you one of those ones who went down to Finch Farm? No, I do
trying to take Sigerson in the glue factory.
I do get angry, but I'm not quite that angry. Yeah. But I just think it's one of those things, like, fair enough, lads want to do that, and that's how they vent their frustration. But I don't think players are going to take any notice. I think the way players take notice is to get booted out the team. Yeah. Not just for one game either. Obviously that all depends on how results go, but I think players need to be now like, right, you're not even in contention anymore because you've been wretched. So
you'd go that far, you'd say you'd effectively quarantine some of the worst ones.
I think so, yeah.
So you're looking at like Sigerson and Schneiderlin and two that you've mentioned loads. Would you just cut them out completely?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not necessarily from the squad because, playing badly doesn't really warrant, like, they get cut off and go and train with the kids. That's got to be down to an attitude. No, I wouldn't ask them, no. I would take the locker off them. That's going to be down to attitude and stuff.
Sigerson outside, that's why I'll get changed in his car.
Actually sleeping in the car. Very Partridge.
Been bad for Everton, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's at a stage where you do need to send a message to the players, and especially, you know, if they've come out after the game in the dressing room spat and sort of defended their corner after that performance. After a performance like that, you've got to show a bit of contrition and hold your hands up and go, actually, do you know what? I was shit in that game.
Yeah.
And I know no footballer wants to say that they didn't try hard, but I suppose that's subjective, isn't it? They could think they've gone out there and run the plums off. Everyone else looks at them and go, well, you didn't do anything. So, but I think a message does need to get sent out to say, look, you can't take the piss now.
Yeah.
Because we're in a bad position in the league still.
Yeah, all of a sudden, you know, we start looking and we go, what are we, 6 points off? I think 5 points off. No, 6 points off 5th and 5 points off.
Yeah, we're 5 points off the relegation zone. Yeah.
But you know, it's one of them, doesn't it, where you feel like if you get a couple of wins. So we've got Brighton this weekend, West Ham, and we've got a lot of winnable games.
Well, yeah.
We've got a lot of winnable games coming up.
I think the next 4 or 5 are like.
If you win two of them and draw, even if you win 2 of them and draw the other one, you're probably all right, aren't you? You're putting distance then between the bottom 3, and that's, you know, that wouldn't be a great return from those games. But I'm not too concerned about that still. You know, when you think back towards the start of December, that's where it was really.
Yeah.
Panic stations, wasn't it? But I think it's just, I think whatever happens on Saturday, it won't let people forget what happened on Sunday. Like, we're not going to be walking away from that ground regardless of what happens on Saturday, thinking all is well with these lads and this team. No. It's got to be a stepping stone towards something else. And you know, I think it's in some respects the preparation for next season starts now, doesn't it? Yeah. Really, because you know, the short-term goals of the cup competitions are out the window. Groundwork has got to be laid, and everything that happens now has got to be with next year in mind. And he'll be looking at players and systems and the way they react to. I think that's another big thing. The way the players react to this. Yeah. On you know, on Sunday, you know, he might look at some of the players in that side who we played who we think were awful, and he might see the good reaction to them in training this week, and he might think that, you know, they're showing the right mindset, get them in the side. I don't think he will see that necessarily, because based on what happened at the weekend, but it's you sort of look at it and think it's all going to be geared towards next season. Incremental gains towards next season. Who's going to be here next year? Who can play particular systems? Who links up well together? And who can bounce back from this adversity in the right sort of way. Yeah, I think the club put out that tweet, didn't he, at the start of the week, about the hard work and stuff. I just imagine, like, whoever was doing the social media that week must have been like that with the send button. Shall I? The comments have been pure gold, haven't they, this week on some of those things. Yeah, it's the fact that Morgan Schneider's just in the background watching the game on one of them as well. It's like Sigurdsson's just getting his kit out the boot. Looking dishevelled, looking like Marco Sigurdsson. Right, I'm not actually sure, I don't even know what way this is going to go, but we asked a few of the Blue Room regulars how they think this game will go. Here's what they said.
The fans hate the players hate the fans. Ancelotti probably hates everyone by now, and Duncan Ferguson is offering out senior players in the dressing room after crushing defeat. So yet another episode of the Everton saga, which we are so involved in now. Brighton coming to Goodison Park is a really tough task. They've shown that they do not get beaten easily. They've had narrow defeats at Anfield this season and a narrow defeat a few weeks ago at Spurs. And they've managed to pick up some good results at home to Chelsea, and they've generally shown that they are a side capable of not getting dispatched easily, and Everton are not a side that win games easily at the moment, so it's got all the hallmarks of a stalemate for me, this one. You just hope that Everton, going into the last half hour, for example, have got that superior quality and that possibly even a greater desire to win this game at the moment, because even though we are a handful of games into Ancelotti's tenure, it does feel like the whole thing exists on a knife edge at the moment. I mean, as much as a lot of us would side with Ancelotti in terms of the arguments that we heard coming out of the dressing room on Sunday about his tactics and senior players in the team speaking out almost over him, which I think it's worrying in an early stage. But as I say, I think most of us would side with Ancelotti in this one, given what we've seen in recent months from senior players, but I think in particular what we saw last Sunday from pretty much everyone in blue involved. So it's a big game for Everton. It's a potential to create some form of redemption after last weekend. As much as beating Brighton at home will never account for any derby defeat, and especially one in the manner of Sunday's, I think it's important that we use the next 6 games, which on paper are a lot easier than our pre-Christmas run, for example. And it's important that Everton get 3 points, and I think they'll do that. I think Richarlison has shown his best against Brighton in the past. I think that the one game where he started up front on his own for the first time as more of a conventional striker was the first time that we'd seen Richarlison do that, and I do think Everton will go back to that this weekend. So a narrow win for Everton, 2-0, and I'll go for Richarlison to get them both.
Hey boys, prediction for Everton Brighton on Saturday. I've got my ticket, so I'm going. I'm resigned to it, and with a bit of blue sky behind me, I'm feeling slightly optimistic. I know I'm dead annoying, but I'm going to go Everton to win. I'm going to say 1-0, and I'm going to say with a bit of luck, DCL to score the Toffees.
So it's another week as an Evertonian, so it seems. It's hard to come to terms with some of the events that have happened both on and off the field over the past 7 days. So I'm not going to come to terms with them. I'm going to move straight on to the upcoming game on the weekend against Brighton. The players need to show why they're getting paid this money, why they are wearing the badge of Everton Football Club, and why they deserve to have a man like Carlo Ancelotti in charge. Some home truths came out in the dressing room, so it seems, at Anfield on the weekend. But I think we're going to bounce back. I think we're going to beat Brighton quite comfortably. And I can't remember the last time that we really did batter a team, score 3, 4, 5 goals to 0. And I just hope this could be the weekend to do so. There's some players that really need to make an impact here, because he's not going to take any prisoners in this January transfer window. There's already a few that may be getting shipped out. So I'm going to go 4-0 Everton, and I'm going to go Richarlison to score.
So obviously, I think the derby result has affected Adam Sutton more than most, because he's gone for a 4-0 win to Everton.
His brain's still scrambled.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. Didn't someone say that on the weekly?
I think Dave. No.
Or was it on subs?
Oh, it was it Connor? Somebody did say 4-0.
Someone said 4-0. Yeah.
It must be Connor and Neil. Yeah.
So there's a lot of scrambled brains out there. Just for some sort of context on what we can expect. So Brighton, the last 5 games, you've drawn 2, lost 2. Sorry, last 6. Drawn 2, lost 2, won 2. So they've drawn to Wolves and Palace. They've lost to Sheffield United and Spurs. And they've beaten Bournemouth, who hasn't apart from us, and Chef Wed in the cup.
So he got beat by Chef Wed in the cup, didn't he?
Did they?
At this weekend, yeah. They lost 1-0, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was like a deflect, really crap goal. Like
See, I had one job and I got it wrong.
It's fine. It must be. No, they definitely lost. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
They're inconsistent, basically.
They're inconsistent, yeah. But as you said, if this game sort of draws out and we're not scoring, and the longer that goes on, the more tetchy the crowd will get, the players will get tetchy, and they are a team who can just...
comes on, last 2
yeah, the epitome of the yard dog.
Yeah, Shane Duffy goes up front.
Oh, God. Yeah. So, it's like, it is one of those games where if we don't get off to a good start, people are going to start getting twitchy, and they're the sort of team who could cause us problems, because they are a very inconsistent team, but they can get a result.
You can see whenever watching the season, I've always thought these are very well coached.
Yeah.
Regardless of the results they get, they have been beat a few times this year. But I think he's starting to get better. They haven't lost by loads of goals in any games recently. It's always been the odd. They lost by the odd goal against Tottenham. They got a draw against Chelsea at the weekend when they were 1-0 down. They could have easily, lost in that one. I think they're getting better at getting a bit more solid and keeping themselves in games. But I think what they have got as well is that they've got loads of good technical players. And they brought in the centre back Webster, I think, who's good on the ball. Lewis Dunk's quite good on the ball. The lads in midfield, Proper, good on the ball, good technician. Pascal Gross is another one. Trossard, when he came on in the game at the Amex, absolutely tore the arse out of us for about 20 minutes, and then they obviously got the winning goal after that. Aaron Moy, he's been a really tidy signing for him. Aaron Moy was the player this season. There's always a player at the start of every campaign where you think, I had no idea he'd sign for them.
Yeah.
I remember watching him, and I sort of seen him with blue and white stripes, and it was like, Huddersfield last season, and I sort of switched like, hang on, that's Brighton. I didn't even know he'd gone there, but he's been a good signing for him.
Yeah, that's been a good signing for him.
That Mope scored a couple of goals. Jahanbach is, was a bit of a laughing stock, but he scored 2 in his last 2.
Thankfully,
he
got that monkey off his back before he played us, didn't he?
He's playing well. But I think you win this by doing the basics right.
Yeah.
I think you could easily see a situation where they have 50% of the ball, 55% of the ball, and we've just got to be efficient with the way we use it on the counter attack, defend well, be good from set pieces, and that's not what we want. People will be looking at this saying we should be going out and dominating Brighton, but I think they went to Anfield and had more of the ball. They went to City and had about 50% possession as well. So they're going to keep it well, and that's, as we know, is not a recipe for a nice, supportive atmosphere at Goodison Park. So I think it could be a tricky one, this.
Yeah, what do you reckon score-wise?
And it's going to be a dead, horrible, anxious, nasty.
Can't wait.
1-0 to Everton.
1-0.
Yeah, I think we'll just sneak it, but I won't be surprised if there's something like a set piece from, Yerry Mina's got to score soon.
He's got to plant one of these as well.
I reckon it'll be something like that. I think it'll be like a set piece or something dead scrappy, and I think we might get to an hour mark and I'll be thinking, oh my god, it's going to be a horrible game.
Yeah, I think I'll go for 2-1. I think it's going to be, as you say, a horrible, nasty, scrappy game. I think we'll go 1-0 up, they'll pull it back, we'll all be dead anxious, ready to go, and then we'll win it later on. I think that's what I'm going to go for.
That's probably the best. As much as it'd be great to go and win 3-4-0, a late goal, if you could say how Red's going to win this game, a late goal.
It's always the best way to win
the Garage Street. That's the one where you do come away feeling in the best shape about the team, I think, because you're thinking, they've battled in there, they've dug in, and you have that moment of the goal, but obviously you'll take a 1-0 with the goal in the first minute and the rest of it being scrappy all day. So.
Yeah, I'll take that as well. For a bit more context, we played Brighton 16 times overall, that's all, because we've barely been in the same division as them.
Yeah.
1-7, drawn 5, lost 4. Here's the killer stat: they've never won at Goodison Park.
Stunning.
It's on me.
Your handbag hex has been broken, and the Goodison Park hex is.
Yeah, that's it. So they've never won at Goodison, and they won't at the weekend.
I can't just clip that. If there's any Brighton accounts out there,
what are you trying to get me heckled for?
Just get that ready for 5 o'clock on Saturday.
Okay, yeah, it's on me then if they do. If you want to put on any bet, any of our score lines, or Adams 4-0. I mean, I reckon you get good odds on that.
Or Connors as well, yeah.
Maybe. Connors 4-0.
Maybe we'll beat.
I could be on. If you want to put those bets on, go to fansbet.com. Yeah?
That's it.
.com, isn't it? Yeah. While you're there, have a look at what they do for fan initiatives to give 50% of the profits to fan initiatives up and down the country. There's Fans Boost odds on there. Remember, if you put one of those on, you can only bid at maximum £25, but the odds are better. Do gamble responsibly. That's all for this week's What's the Score? Have a great weekend. Up the toffees.